Libra, how you getting on? Okay, so I'm going off how many likes and views that we've had through the past month. So this is an experiment, so you guys are kind of like coming up there. But I am doing an experiment on retrograde. So we're going to look at past of where you've come from, behind the veil, and then what's going to be mirror reflected within your sun, moon, rising or Venus signs, to do with what you could be learning as a lesson, or anybody reflecting on, you know, you have to know where you are within this. Okay, so don't get lost in the mix, Libra. Okay. But we have the Two of Cups. So this is reflection. Again, you see reflection, Mercury retrograde reflection. So you could be reflecting on an old soulmate or a new soulmate, or just reflection within yourself, things that are hidden. It's all coming out. The moon, things being hidden within a soulmate relationship, or the reflection of yourself, of your own dark side passenger. Okay, but this is basic reflection from the new direction. When did we go into, what was it, the 16th? Something like that, 16th till the 6th of December. But it's reflection of where you've come from over the past October sort of time, early November. But where you've come from, so there's been a lot of reflection on something. You could have been listening to tarot card readers. I always say never listen to me, always listen to yourself. Because what you do listen to yourself, right? You have to listen to yourself, and the Akashic records is you can't listen to your own dark side, you can't listen to your own ego, because there's no point in that, because you'll just leave yourself in a bowl of soup, basically. Okay, so we have to realise through reflection, in Mercury, well, basically all the time, is that, you know, the best person that you can only ever believe in is yourself. You know, we believe in the dark side sometimes, and that's what leads us into temptation and the karmic illusion of number 7, 7 deadly sins. Okay, leaves things hidden. You know, the only things that we ever hide is our own dark side, and that's why it needs reflection on, of things that are hidden within us that take karmic lessons in life, because we're talking about karmic lessons through this, Libra. Okay, so could be Cancer. Got 2 water signs, Cancer or Pisces, or Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces so far, but no major arcana. But see, I always see this as 3 water signs sailing a new course of direction, but 3 ships charting. So 3 water signs in their chart. You know, peering. Seems like peering. Piers. Pier. What's that they have on a ship? The mast. But peering through a gap or something. And one sailing away in the open. But basically 3 water signs. You see, waiting is something. Sorry, but I keep getting messages through my YouTube. But waiting is something that you never should do in life, you know, because time runs out of our physical human body meat suits. Obviously, we know that, right? We know that through wisdom and soul growth that our soul grows, but sometimes people get lost in that much of a confusion that they don't realise that the time existence of their body, being unhealthy and not dealing with their karmic attachment, is that they're actually running out of time within their life expectancy of this time before they're reincarnated the next time. So the last thing that we can ever do, Libra, is actually wait for things, you know. Because I'm saying this to other signs, you know, if you walk into a fucking shop, you know, okay, and you don't ask for anything, then what are you going to receive? You know, you're not going to receive anything because you're not asking for anything. So the delicatessen will probably tell you to piss off and put you out in the cold. Okay, so I only really put ourselves out in the cold when we realise that, you know, we need to project out light ascension, but we need to project out things about ourselves to ask ourselves, well, what am I waiting for? You know, what? Because this guy, you know, what's he waiting for? He's not really waiting for anything. You know, so you've come into like reflection of Mercury, of waiting for something. Could be to do, see that you've got water. Everything's water here. So water in someone's chart. Okay. So we'll draw one more card for Libra, where they've been coming up to Mercury retrograde, please, Spirit. Stop. Holding on. Bottom of the deck. Also charting a new course. Well, sailing into calmer waters. So we've got air sign energy and water energy and reflection. Okay, reflection. Because he looks down into the water of calmer waters. sailing. So you could have experienced an ending in a certain way, Libra, or vice versa. This is mirrored. This could be you, this could be them. It depends on who you're inquiring around. If you're caught in the mix of 2, 3, 4 parted relationships, then you're just going to get lost and try to be a tightrope walker again, because someone's holding on to something. Someone's holding on to waiting. This is, you can't, we can, people decide what they want to do themselves. But this is not accepting anything from the crown chakra of number 8, universal energy. 7, light ascension of number 7, goes through your body of the 7 deadly sins, the 7 chakras that run through your body of light ascension, okay, and the 7 deadly sins, 7 wonders of the world. But your 8th chakra is your base chakra, which starts from the top and it runs right through to the base. And it's a Sanskrit word for the wheel of fortune, okay, that we all spin round on like a I'm picking up on like a, what's that, a merry-go-round, okay. When we're not grounded and we're stable and we hold on to everything in life, we realise that we're not open to receive guidance from ourselves, from the Akashic records, or from yourself, from your higher self. So this is your lower self by being weighted down, weighted down, so you're holding on to your lower side, your lower ego. Your ego has been telling you to keep waiting, and you're holding on, so you're not accepting anything from your heart chakra, letting it in or letting it out. Let it in, let it out. What's song? Which will be your song. It's only a fool that plays it cool. The Beatles, Hey Jude. Hey Jude, don't be afraid. Okay, but that's someone holding on to their money, their finances, their hearts, their feelings, their thoughts, their memories, their reflection of everything. Okay, but some of these will need clarifying because, and at the bottom of that, which that was the bottom of the deck, but you do have the King of Swords, so this one can be someone that's very analytical, or very cutting, or very wise. It really does depend, I always say that the kings and queens, the queen gives and takes and receives and basically can restore balance. Depends if you look at 16th century law. But basically she receives guidance through the Akasha, for that's thread through the, I always class the Queen as Gemini Moon because of the bird of freedom that represents what drops through the crown chakra, through what we see here. So that's blocked, but the Queen of Swords to me would be a Gemini Moon that basically, but air energy, but receives guidance and then forms a quality of give and take. She either takes too much or she doesn't, and she tries to lay down the law of equality. It really does depend on the energy, but basically she feeds that through the Akasha of what she learns to give it back to the king to be wise, to be very wise and influential or controlling. It really does depend, Libra. But that's basically what I pick up. So you could have been dealing with some control or dropping control. I can't tell you at the moment, but let's have a look. So let's have a look at the Four of Pentacles. There you go, Queen. The Queen of Swords. So you had the King under the deck, and then the Queen. So lost in the mix through the November reading of what you guys had, as far as I can remember. Someone playing chess. It's like, it's just not, well, sometimes people think things are a game, It's a game of ours. You only get lost in the mix of yourself. People that keep playing games, mind games and manipulation. I think you had that in your reading down here somewhere with gaslighting. So you can only ever draw yourself out of that. If you are being gaslit, you got to get yourself out of it. If you're a gaslighter, then, well, you'll blow yourself up, right? So this is what I was saying about the crown chakra. Someone could have had dental work as well. I was picking up through that, I think, because I see the crown as 2 teeth on top of her head. I think I did come up with that within another sign. I can't remember if it was in Sun, Moon or Risings or not. But the bird represents freedom at the top. It's dropped through the crown chakra. That's why I always represent that as a Gemini Moon sign, because of being very expansive and entrepreneurial through what they receive through guidance. Okay. But that is holding on. So someone's been holding on to an air sign quality or air energy, and not opening up and remaining firm, stuck, stubborn in their way, and being very analytical, too analytical, of greed, gluttony, 7 deadly sins. So we're going to reflect on the future part of what can be learned through this kind of lesson through retrograde. But this can also be a lesson leading up to that, you see, because people can stay in their own way for as long as they like, but they just deteriorate within themselves, you know, unless we learn to release, Libra, okay, you know, we just learn to hold. We learn to hold on and stay firm in our convictions of holding on for as long as you want. This guy is standing here alone waiting. You know, how long's he waiting for? He's not moving in the card, so this card can appear fucking loads of times. Over and over and over and over again. It's purgatory too, again, you see. Excuse me, Libra. Someone did ask me to slow down, but when I receive messages, they just flow. Okay, universal energy. Okay, I don't know what I was really clarifying there. I was looking at the 3, so that was a 10 of Cups. So as far as I know, 10 of Cups is the Sun in Pisces, and there is the Sun in the foreground there. But we'll see. Happy home life, or waiting for a happy home life to appear in front of your eyes. So I don't know. It depends if people come out and get it. Could be doing it with Cancer. I need to stop talking, concentrate. So let's have a look at. Let's see if that comes out again. So the 3 of Wands. Please clarify the 3 of Wands for Libra, please. 10 of Pentacles. So waiting for payday, waiting for someone that's financially stable or abundant. But basically this talks about equality to me, the 10. Because it's an ending, but also a beginning. But because it's Pentacles, it means everlasting. Everlasting love. So I'm picking up on that song too. But everlasting amount of resources of money or finances, or even giving, because it's caring and giving in this. It's like you can be a carer with children or elderly people, or in a dog foundation or anything like that. Okay, and there is a grey-haired woman or man, doesn't know, it looks like a man and a woman really, so it's masculine and feminine, grey-haired person there. That's Venus in furs is what I relate it to, which is my fucking... Sorry, Libra, but my bed sheets, I can't help but keep noticing that. But Venus in furs, okay, so that'll be another song, okay, by Lou Reed. But very wise, influential, very giving, is patting a dog. But regardless of that, someone that's caring, because he's caring and sharing. Caring and sharing doesn't have to be wealth, because you would be wise not to keep sharing wealth. You know, you have to think wisely to not just say, okay, here's my credit card, you know, because you're Libra, you wouldn't fucking, well, no one would do that, right? Or would they? Fuck knows. I wouldn't. Right, Libra? But payday. So equality, basically, equality of caring. If you were talking at feelings and love, someone that's very emotionally giving and receiving, what we form through the Queen of Swords. Caring, giving, receiving, equality, give and take. So you could have been listening to someone, hopefully listening to yourself, or reflection of someone that's been guiding you through that. Okay, so let's have a look at the moon. This is where you've come from, Libra. Okay, so the moon, what is the moon hiding? 2 wolves. The moon has been hiding Aquarius, carrying a bird, and then the 3 of Swords. So that's a fucking mix up right there. So reflection of the moon as, hopefully, if we look at the brighter side of life, Libra, has been teaching you a lot about equality and what it really is for emotional give and take. You know, 7 deadly sins of prime time, prime numbers, prime colours, light ascension. But basically Adam, Eve and Lilith, Cain and Abel, you know, Cain killed Abel, Abel got married, you know, it always goes to prime. But basically wishing upon star, which is the star seed that we've been picking up with the one of Pentacles, the Ace of Page of Pentacles. But basically looking into water, reflection of yourself, basically. You could have been taking a bath, healing, in salt baths maybe, caring, nurturing for yourself. Probably looking into astrology and star charts. How many stars we've got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 stars, 8th chakra. What did I say? I've only just noticed that. 8th chakra. It's also above the true intention of ourself, of stripping ourselves down bare to present our true self. If you can't be true and honest with yourself, people can't see the true and honesty within anybody. So we have to be true and honest. It's if you go into a shop and you say, you know, it gives 10 fags mush, right, and it gives you 20, And you say, well, no, I fucking wanted 10. You say, well, you know, you can't argue with someone what you asked. So you just get into a battle with just yourself. Stupid. Okay, I don't even know what I said there, so I'm obviously stupid. Right, Libra? But basically, you know, what we want in life, we have to have clear intentions of what it is that we want to manifest our wishes. If we stay lost and confused in the mix of balancing, you know, Libra, you're very important to balance yourself out. You're the same as Pisces and a lot of other signs, but to the yin and yang of yourself, you know, when you find balance and you balance out karmic law, you find your true self, or anybody does basically. When you present your true wishes of intent, it comes back and manifests itself. But what it seems to have manifest through illusion is hopefully dropping a burden or carrying it, because this is a 10 as well. So you have 2 10s, which is 20, okay, which is, we'll go over that in a bit hopefully, but, you know, decision, you know. So, and you've got a 2 there too, okay, so you've got 3 2s according to whatever's going on in my head. But that can be carrying a burden or dropping it. It doesn't matter to me whether it's upside down or not, because it's still a 10. But that can represent as actually dropping it. It's a guy that's carrying it, but it's a 10, so it's an ending, so it doesn't matter. We're talking about reflection of carrying it, but you could have coming out of heartache, dropping a burden, and realising about a 3-parted triangle, maybe. Okay, your Libra reading was very confusing because he was playing chess or something with playing with gas, right? And I do apologise for your reading, but that was an honest, I'd shuffled that deck when I got back and looked into that before I produced a reading. And it was because I shuffled and then it came out with that is just what you had, Libra. Okay, but we've had over 1,000 views on there, so that's why I'm doing this one now. But you could have realised about carrying a burden of 3-parted relationship, or something to do with maybe an Aquarius, water sign, Cancer or Pisces, a fire energy and an air energy. You know, someone could have been dealing with someone that's had heart operation or struggle with their heart, maybe. You know, that's not, but you see, the 10 of Wands can talk about restriction of load, carrying weight. Well, another Beatles one. I'll probably find that and put that in there for you too, Libra. Okay, but I love that song by the Beatles too. But that's carrying a lot of weight. Boy, you gonna carry that weight a long time. Okay, so how long do you carry that? So if you're carrying a lot of weight, or you're just like waiting and carrying burdens and stress, it weighs you down. Okay, it weighs you down to the ground of heart attack or heart disease or fucking heartache, you know. We just died in your arms tonight. It must have been something you said. Wow, fucking songs are coming out, Libra. Feeling left out in the cold? Someone or you, maybe. Okay. But let's have a look. Let's have a look at the reflection of the 2 of Cups. What have you been reflecting on, Libra? Because the overall energy is actually sailing away into calmer waters. So you've been doing work, Libra, which is great. I mean, we all have. You know, we all have. It's a very karmic year, and we're coming out of that karmic year. You know, we're going into 2019. So let's have a look. 2 of Cups, please, Spirit. 2 of Cups. So you've been reflecting on a happy home life. Could be involving a Pisces. Becoming unstuck or stuck. You know, that's just the same energy with me with Pisces and the Hangman. The Sun. So reflection on a happy home life in general. That is the Sun in Pisces as far as I'm aware. 10 of Cups. But you could have found that with someone, or someone's been helping you of reflection of what home life really means, or in general you've literally just been honest with yourself and reflecting upon yourself of Mercury retrograde, and you're just finding more stability within a home life, and that's where you've been leading up to, or you've been seeing that, and it's been involving a Pisces. okay, or you could have it in your chart, or they could too, okay. But overall energy, it doesn't really need clarifying that much, because it's the 6 of, and it's reflection of sailing into a calmer waters, feeling more stable than a home life, really doing some work and reflecting on things, what are truly meaning, because you have the star, Aquarius, of what's said about stripping down emotional values and karma, things that are hidden, 3-parted relationships maybe, or a heart attack, or just heartache in general, dropping the burden, looking in a new direction, finding stability at work, and finances are looking great, Libra, really good. You do have the holding on and the restriction of the Queen of Swords, but you know, that's just decision and choice of Gemini. Which one's pink, Libra? Which one's pink? You know, you make your own choices, Libra, in life. You can either stay stuck, or we'll move on to the other side of the veil and see what's going to be hopefully mirrored to you for a lesson. Hopefully not a lot, but if lessons are there, they're always there for a test of retrograde test. It tests us on the ticking karmic tie, school tie of time. You know, come here, laddie. There's plenty on my channel that you can watch, Libra, about the ticking karmic school tie of time. I've listed a lot of things of Sagittarius, weird science, but they are general for everybody. It's the weird science, the mix of weird science of a project that's been undergoing since I've started doing tarot readings since the beginning of this month. This is, yeah, I've only been doing tarot for 19 days now, so. But started off with a premonition and loads of things I had about weird science, gaslighting, weird science. Okay, but please check them out, there's loads there, but they are listed. Some I'm a Sagittarius, dark working, light working, ascension. Okay, so let's see. So what's Libra going to be learning, reflecting, what could be shown to them? I'm going cold too. So we have Aquarius again. So what's going to be shown to you is your original self. You're going to hopefully be coming out of retrograde, a lot less lighter, a lot less restricted, kind of finding purity, hopefully making new wishes and a new forward path somewhere. Okay, taking a new journey, probably looking into tarot cards, maybe looking into astrology, your own astrology charts. Someone's helping you do that, or you're helping yourself, which is the best thing you can ever do, is your own guidance. It's always yourself that tells you yourself. If yourself tells you positive things, then you get great access to the Akasha and use that one wand in order to use it as fire and passion in order to guide yourself, because listening to yourself of your higher mind, the Gemini Moon, or the higher mind of your higher self, tells you your higher fortune, your base chakra. What I said to you, I think I did tell you about that, which is your 8th chakra. But it's your base chakra, it's a Sanskrit word for wheel, destined fortune events, your wheel, your own wheel. You steer your own wheel the way that you want to go. You guide yourself. You know, we have Jupiter and Sagittarius as a collective. You know, or someone that's transmutable sign, or anything. Sagittarius is also a transmutable sign, so you could have that in your sign, or or any sign that can represent that kind of forward passion, motivation, leadership, guidance, helping you become more aware, socially aware, helping you strip back karma, helping you see the future. You can hopefully see your own future. Okay, and then we have the Sun, we have a judgment call, and we have the King of Pentacles. So basically what it's reflecting on now through the other side of the veil of the future of coming up to the 6th of December is what I've just said about those two energies. Finding the light of day and the sun could have something to do with a Leo maybe. Okay, Sun, Moon, rising on Venus, but it doesn't matter. It's been coming out. This came out in, what was the last one I did? Pisces reading. The Sun. I forget where they had that there. But finding out about Leo or something like that. I mean, I have Leo in my Midheaven, so you could be looking at your, you know, which is your north and south nodes, and your karmic walk across your north and south, and your Midheaven, and your immune coil. Okay, the cross that bears you is you. It's not satanic. Well, it is, because devil does most of the work about restriction and codependency. Codependency behaviour of the devil keeps an attachment on us to keep pulling us down, but it's only when we realise that we follow the sun, or follow our own guidance or anyone else's, that we find the light of day. Okay, Libra. So then we also make sure that we can make our own judgment calls on things, and that we don't feel stuck and frozen in time, and that we can actually move. We don't have to wait for things to happen. If you stay frozen in time, you're just going to stand there like a statue, right? Okay, concrete. You're not made of concrete. You're human, Libra, same as everybody else on Earth. Okay, but these are souls. These are stripped down bare, pretty much like Aquarius. Okay, realising about soul growth and wisdom and evolution, making your own judgment calls, hopefully. You know, you don't have to wait for people to make a judgment call, because sometimes most of the time your lesson is about making your own judgment call. You know, if you're waiting a very, very long time, then your karmic lesson is about you make your own you make your own judgment call. You don't sit and wait. It's no good sitting there blowing a bugle waiting for 3 ships that are fucking sailing out into the sea, is it? Because they're probably not going to hear you. You know, it's like guidance. You can't see it, you have to hear it. Can you hear the bugle call? Can you hear someone say, you've got to make a judgment call yourself? Well, that's guidance, Libra. That's listening to a guide. Okay, so someone's probably telling you that you could be listening to me now, or someone has, or whatever. But it seems to be causing something with Venus in furs. But basically someone that's really grounded, caring, giving. Also picks it up from the Queen of Pentacles. But like what I said to you about, the Queen gives it back to the King to become very wise and stern and use it as wisdom. This one picks it up through the Akasha, being very passionate and fire and driven. And then the King of Wands uses it to be stern in his conviction, to guide people as a king. Okay, so pretty much the same as the Queen of Pentacles, very caring, nurturing, giving, could be pregnant, could be fertile. Okay, and then the King pretty much just, I never pick up good things with the King, it depends, but I don't really know. We'll see about the clarifying cards, Libra, okay, but I've got the King of Cups. Was that, did I just shuffle? I fucking shuffled that. So I haven't really got an overall energy, okay, Libra, but it could be something to do with the water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, okay, they fell out. So something to do with the Taurus, firm commitments, marriages, okay, and healing from, you found out someone is in one, or you want to get married, or something along those lines. And you had the 5, that was poking its head out too. And I've got to say it, if I see it, say it, say it, say it. So something about mind games to do with maybe a Taurus, or a firm marriage, a commitment. I think someone did have that in the Novembers, okay, or the ones that I've recently just done. And healing from that, healing to healing, reflection, healing, reflection, healing, reflection, okay. Also passionate healing, like self-worth, okay, Libra. But let's have a look. So we've got the star, so please clarify the star, please. Spirit, please clarify the star. So we've got holding on again. Holding on to an Aquarius, or holding on to your own emotional value and your own, now you could be vulnerable. This could talk about being vulnerable. When you're stripped down bare, Libra, well, right, not naked, well, you might be running around the house naked. It's up to you guys, right? But when we are bare, and we're stripped down bare and we're defensive, we can become defensive, because we realise about our true self that people are now going to see our true self. But that's the only way people see you at face value, is by being true and honest. So then, that's what that's kind of saying to me, is that you're learning through reflection of the water of being like Aquarius, or what happens through wishes, is that we're realising that we can't hold on to things from the past of reflection, and that being emotionally stable, or stuck or fixed in our conviction, is that it doesn't reflect anything back but more of that. So we realise that in order to move forward in life, we have to move forward as our true self, and that the reflection of your lesson is more likely going to be that if I remain like this, or someone else does, it's not going to get me, them, or anyone in life. It doesn't get, trust me, Libra, it doesn't get anyone anywhere apart from another cycle. So individual choice, you know, it depends. Feeling victorious again. Someone else had that, Pisces, at the end, but okay. But let's have a look. Queen of Wands, please tell me more about the lessons with the Queen of Wands. What's the Queen of Wands doing here? You could have Sagittarius in your chart, or someone else could, or it could just be listening to guidance of the Akashic records. Okay, so Aries, maybe water sign, or Gemini Moon, or a moon sign in a something. I always say the kind of fool takes a journey. Aries is 1, walks away, walks to the top of the hill. Okay, wishes upon a star, which is Aquarius, comes back as Gemini, as a decision. Okay, so you're deciding whether to keep walking through this and walking through it and walking through it. It's purgatory, never gets anywhere, it doesn't go anywhere, just kind of like just walking alone. Okay, so someone's either walked away from an earth sign maybe, or a fire sign, or you've walked away from a fire sign, or you're now guiding yourself to wish upon a star of Aquarius, and for it to manifest into reality of light ascension. Okay, so your lesson could be that you need to walk away from certain situations and make your own judgment call in order to find emotional stability, or find someone else that's emotionally stable and actually grounded in an actual prophet. Because you can have prophets and false prophets, people that say that they have more than what they do, or they pretend that they just, like, you know, very flamboyant, and just people are people, Libra. You know, it's just life, isn't it? You know, we meet fucking strange people. People are strange, like Jim Morrison said. Good old Jim. People are strange. Trust me, to a Pisces, fucking everyone's strange, Libra. They really are. You know, when a Pisces gets it, you better believe they get it as well. You know, that's why they're 12. But I did go over that in another reading. I think that was Pisces reading. But the sun. Let's clarify the sun, please. People are strange when you're a stranger. So there's been an ending, which is good. So we've had quite a lot of endings, quite a lot of 10 kind of things popping out. So, you know, an ending is as far as it can get. This guy is stuck to the ground and is just about at as much as he can fucking take. Okay? But that's the ending of a cycle. I mean, you know as well as everybody knows as a collective is that we can play this out as many times. It's the end of the beginning and the beginning of the end, just like Ozzy Osbourne said. God is dead. The end of the beginning and the beginning of the end. It's a 10. It's a cycle. So it's an ending, but finding the light, because the light shines brightly over darkness that's held within us. Darkness is just a feeling, you know. Love is just a feeling created by the darkness. It's pull, it's restriction. It's what keeps us pulled firmly to the ground of where Lucifer was sent. Okay? And then we learn about attachment, detachment and attachment. Okay? And that things just get as bad as they get because what you're in it. Free party, tea party. You know, tea party is what children play. You know, celebrating the fact that I'm in a tea party or playing a tea party. But it may not be, but it could have been. You know, that kind of... Because that's what I was reflection on. You know, why would you be here? Why would you be listening to a tarot card reader if things were great in your lives? You know. So you could have just now been the fact that you're now celebrating the fact that there's been an ending and that you're now finding the light of day and you feel more celebrity. What do you celebrate? Celibate? What am I hearing that? Celebrity. What's that fucking word? What's that word? Probably watching Celebrity Get Me Out of Here on the fucking television goggle box, whatever it is. Okay, yeah. What do they call that in America when you do that? Sobriety? Sobriety thing? I don't know what that is. Sobriety, that's what I'm hearing. But some of your college tests, karmic tests, but tests, children, I think they're taking, well, I drive children to work, so they are taking tests. So, I don't know. But at the ending of their tests now, okay? And they pass. Judgment is good. King of Pentacles will mean grounded, so... And that's wish fulfillment. So, yeah, if they're taking the tests and you're waiting for your children to... see if they've passed or they're doing well, they will. They are, because the sun is just yes, straight up yes, and so is the star. Okay, so if you are inquiring about that, that'll be real good. Okay, so let's have a look at the judgment call, Libra. Judgment. Watching something about time. Wow. Pelting under a tree, Libra. Staying stuck, staying fixed. I think this came up in the same placement as Beyond the Veil. The Four of Pentacles is the Four of Cups, same thing. Someone's keeping hold of their finances, maybe, and now someone's keeping hold of their emotions. Okay, and that they're not listening, they're not accepting guidance, and they're not accepting opportunity. So it's a judgment call. So it's making a judgment call. So basically, your lesson is going to be get off your ass. Okay, get off your ass and make your own judgment calls in life, because you won't get anywhere sitting under a tree using Snapchat or fucking some kind of, you know, we make our own judgment calls in life. And people can sit outside of a shop and wait for the shop to open and go in, like I said, with a fucking strap around the mouth and not ask for anything at the delicatessen. And he's just going to tell you to piss off because you're kind of a dummy sitting there not asking for anything. So what your lesson is going to be about is about restriction and the fact that you have to take a step. You know, if you're standing still in life and someone says, okay, right, time to leave the playground now, children, okay, and you don't take a step, well, you're just going to stand there in the cold, feeling left out in the cold and non-victorious. But because this is under the deck, it could mean that you've now made a judgment call and you're now coming less restrictive and you're now seeking guidance or offerings or whatever, okay, and you're feeling victorious over it, okay, because that is at the bottom of the deck, okay. Let me clarify that, because that's some fucking very stern energy that never helps anyone, Libra. I mean, you know, you got to go out or do things or meet people or, you know, justice. It's just. That's what I said. It's just. You do it to yourself. You do it to yourself. You do, and that's what really hurts. Radiohead, just. I put it in loads of different descriptions. I think it was in your November reading. So just making a judgment call upon yourself, Libra, that's what it seems. It means someone's either making a judgment call about you by being that way, or you're making a judgment call on yourself for being that way. That is purgatory. That right there is purgatory. That's making a judgment call, the fact that someone is being very stern and stubborn and you're making a judgment call about it, or you're making a judgment call upon yourself to become unstuck and finding just by now finding stability within yourself or with other people of Venus in furs. But let's have a look. We'll have to clarify justice, because that is a fucking karmic law, and you do represent karmic law. You actually shown up in your own reading, Libra. Justice. Temperance. So balancing. We do have Jupiter in Sagittarius at the moment, so also retrograde. So there's a lot of things going on. So you could have weird science mix of earth, air, fire and water in your chart, okay, or someone can, but you've pretty much got everything here. But that's tempering and balancing yourself out. Because you're representing justice yourself, you're trying to balance yourself out, you're making a judgment call upon yourself to find yourself. You know, sort of truth, wisdom comes from the spirituality that's received through the Akashic records of cutting away the darkness yourself, where you'll only find light of day. You'll only find the light of day by making a judgment call yourself, Libras. You know, you can't stay stuck. You'll only ever create the sun. And you'll only be able to truly move forward in life when you stop juggling and balancing things out in life and realise to actually go with the flow. To go with the flow of life altogether. It's an open source of communication and energy. It's the flow of one thing. It's not a judgment call of the same thing that's held within these depictments of these people down here, which is the same thing, right? Staying stuck, trying to mix fucking weird science together. You can't put together the perfect person in life, Libra, or the perfect job or perfect thing. It's divine guidance. It finds you. You find it as it finds you at face value. Okay? Life path number 7, or a Cancer. Okay, but very driven, very motivational. What I said in the Pisces reading as well, it come up in the Pisces reading. But having this in my 9th house of spirituality can completely and utterly predict loads of things, okay? But basically what this is fucking Santa Claus. This is Santa Claus that comes down in a sleigh and he arrives down with a big fat gift, and it's called yourself. Sorry, I'm not calling people big. Sorry, that came out wrong. What I'm saying is it gives you a huge gift, and the gift that you unwrap is yourself. It's your big, bright hearts and souls, okay? It's your true self. It's Aquarius, of what they give to themselves. It's the present gift that you open presently of making a judgment call upon yourself to become unstuck and unstick yourself, okay? And then what the Chariot will bring to you is a gift. the gift of life, creation of the new self. Okay? So let's have a look at the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, please. King of Pentacles, please. King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Wow, got that again. 6. Great. Finding stability. Okay, finding stability, because the King of Pentacles that actually is grounded and stable and knows, is very wise and kind of gives it back to organisations, charities, a bit like King Charles, if you come from Britain, or if you know about Lady Diana and King Charles, what I've been explaining to people about the Emperor and things. But basically, someone that's very grounded, stable, wise, can give it back, caring, nurturing, you know, stability, everything's stable, finances stable, you know, and it's basically saying that you're finding stability by actually finding reflection of calmer waters. That's pretty much what that's saying. So overall, Libra, it's quite good. So your karmic lesson will probably be shown to you through reflection of the past, okay, by the work that you've done through October, okay, because there was a lot of work done, because I'm sure I did congratulate a lot of Libras through that, because it seemed very good. There was nothing that was traumatic or bad, but there's a lot of reflection through November. Okay, a lot of I think it was self-healing and self-work, right, Libra? But generally, overall, finding more stability in someone or something, or yourself, you know, yourself, which is good. You know, you can't be selfish. You've got to... The Empress underneath, okay? Feeling luxurious and abundant and kind of doing your masculine, feminine things, or whatever kind of people want to do, Libra. But generally, no swords apart from an ending, which is good, you know, because we need to end things or begin, because you can end or begin, you know. But generally, no swords, no kind of like harshness about things, just finding balance. Just trying to balance yourself out, Libra, okay? So that's great work. Loads of stuff in the description that you can follow. There's a playlist I've actually put together now, okay? And in those, they're all videos relating to collective messages of everyone, no matter what they're called. A lot to do with light ascension, dark ascension, Mr. Plate, okay? Manifesting from the dark, lightness that we shine out, give it to a gift to everybody else, that we work through the dark ascension, restriction, pull, affliction and addiction, and we give it back to people of wisdom. Okay, so there's loads of things that you can find about pain, destruction, loads of different things. But they're all in there that you can follow, Instagram, private Facebook pages and business pages. Okay, Libra, and all your songs, whatever they will be, well, let it be, let it be. They're all coming in for you, Libra. There's loads of songs. Some of you could have been really reflecting on old-time music, okay? But anyway, I will leave that there, and I wish you well, and I will see you hopefully sometime soon. Okay, Libra, cheers, peace.